Frederick, Maryland, a golf destination that has exploded on the regional scene in recent years, partly because of the ease of navigating the locale, but also because of a wonderful culinary experience. We're going to put it all together, but to do that, we need somebody to open the doors for us. And here he is, just the guy, the Frederick golf guy, Chris Moore.
Tony, welcome back to Frederick. The last time you were here filming an episode of The Traveling Golfer, we went to Musket Ridge, Maryland National, and Worthington Manor. This time, PB Dye Golf Club, Clustered Spires Golf Club, and right here at Richland Golf Club. Welcome back.
A little variety on this latest episode of The Traveling Golfer from Frederick, Maryland.
One moment changes everything. Distance, precision, decided in a microsecond. So reduce your ball spin and get the most performance at impact with 4 yards more. A next-gen golf tee proven by pros and players like you. The unique durable design flexes at contact, reducing ball spin, giving you tighter control and more distance. So change your game and get 4 yards more. Brought to you by Greenkeepers. Golf smart.
Jeff Rosenberg, Director of Golf, PGA member, Richland Golf Club, a Rick Jacobson design. He's done a lot of noted work in the Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland area, including this particular layout. I love it.
It's a fantastic golf course. Very unique to the area, very challenging, a lot of good uses of the local water hazards. But 5 sets of tees, very enjoyable for all levels of players. It's a great golf course.
I saw it, the 5 sets of tees are at perfect intervals all the way through there. 67 something, 64, 61, and then the 50 something for the seniors. Yep. And then of course there's another set in front of that. So I think you can accommodate just about everybody here, even me.
When I got here, there was only 4 sets of tees with 700 yards difference between the blue and white. So I looked at it and just said, you know, we have to add a set of tees because I feel that 300 yards roughly is a good separation for each different level of players.
Tell us a little bit about Jacobson's design features. We've seen him at a number of other courses.
You know, you have great use of the topography, great use of the hazards. The areas around the greens are beautifully manicured. A lot of different roll-off areas. Bunkering is not too deep, not too penalizing, and great usage of fairway bunkers to frame the holes.
The greens, by the way, large, undulated, but in great shape. What's the grass on the greens?
It's a bent grass.
These are greens that are going to give you the best putting surfaces throughout the year in a climate like this.
Absolutely.
Now the tough question is always your favorite holes. I'm going to think there are a couple that stick out in your mind. I know number 9 is now the number 1 handicap hole. Big carry over some waste area till you get to the green. That one, I'm sure, is an interesting hole.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of folks feel that's a very challenging hole. I think it's fair. It's a downhill tee shot to the 150, and then it's a slightly downhill second shot. Yes, you have to carry waste area, but you know, it's the last hole in the front 9. You know,
some beautiful par 3s out here. Number 4 just grabbed my eye right away.
Oh yes, sir. That's actually what I feel is our signature hole. The stone wall up front, the slightly elevated green, the undulation in the green. You know, gives you a lot of multiple pin placements, and it's not long, but it's just, you know, early in the round. You know, it's a great little challenging hole. Number 5 is slightly over 500 yards, but it's all uphill, and the big hitters like it because it's, you know, short enough to go for it in 2, but just being uphill makes it challenging enough.
And one more par 5, big finish, number 18, leading right up to the clubhouse. The patio right there, the boo birds assembled, waiting for that last shot. That's a little bit daunting.
It's fantastic. It makes and breaks the matches. The water comes into play. It's just a beautiful finishing hole.
And then when it's all done, the sports bar in there,
What a great 19th
It works
hole.
for me. It just screams when you go in there. Stay for a while and enjoy yourself.
Oh, it's fantastic. A lot of people come for the 19th hole, our Valley Grill Sports Bar. Great American type cuisine, bar food, and it's a great addition to the golf course.
It's time for our Strack-A-Line putt of the day. This 9th hole at Richland Golf Club is a perfect example of why you need Strack-A-Line guidance. Huge greens, wild breaks, and major slope. Perfect prescription for 3 putts, or maybe even 4 putts, unless you have Strack-A-Line.
With the new Exotics EXS, we've loaded each product from driver to iron with the latest performance innovations in golf club design. The Exotics EXS Hybrid features a flight tuning system with a 4-gram interchangeable weight in the rear, which brings back the center of gravity. The weight can be adjusted to change swing weight and launch characteristics. Cup face technology is featured in the EXS Hybrid, increasing the amount of face flexing for increased ball speed. The EXS Hybrid design is highlighted by a thinner Japanese high-density steel cup face. HT980 steel allowed engineers to make the face thinner over previous models for staggering COR all over the face. This evolved face design works in conjunction with variable face thickness technology to produce shots that curve less when mishit away from the sweet spot. The center of gravity is positioned closer to the face of the hybrid for less spin. New wider speed channels create an even faster clubhead speed and enhance the aerodynamics of the clubhead due to less friction with the turf. On top of all this tech, the Exotics EXS Hybrid comes standard with a genuine, tour-preferred Mitsubishi Tensai shaft. If you demand the best of the best in technology and performance, look no further than the new ultra-premium line of Exotics EXS by Tour Edge.
Drive for show, but putt for dough. Hi, this is Jim Stracke, inventor of the Strack-A-Line. Strack-A-Line is used by touring pros and top college players every week. Now you can get Strack-A-Line for your home course. For just $1,500, Strack-A-Line will come to your facility and laser scan each green on your course. We will collect 2 million data points per green. Imagine, you will finally be able to read your putts accurately. Go to strackaline.com to schedule your course today.
Scott Peterson, General Manager, PGA Head Professional at Clustered Spires Golf Course. We're on the first tee with all of the splendor of this Alton Clark design behind us. Scott, I always said Alton Clark built fair golf courses, and I think this is one of them.
This is a very fair golf course, a great golf course. We're flat, we're open, very friendly to the average golfer, yet it can be challenging from the back tees as well.
I think an important part of daily fee play, muni play, and we know that there are some munis in this country that are not that great, but then, hey, Bethpage Black is a muni. In this case, you've got great greens.
We do. We're very well renowned for our conditions here. Our superintendent, Bill Springer, is just phenomenal. And for a municipal golf course, we put a premium on the value that you get here. With the price matched with the conditions, you just can't beat it in Frederick.
Now, a lot of water features. You've got some ponds, you've got some streams, you've got a little waterfall. All of that sort of adds to the atmosphere.
It does. It's the aesthetics here, they say, are great. The environment, beautiful views everywhere you are as you go along the golf course.
There's a lot of trees on the golf course, but they're not claustrophobic. They're not in there. So obviously some tree maintenance has been done.
We do have a lot of tree maintenance that goes on here. It's just to keep it beautiful, scenic, and picturesque while not being too challenging for the average golfer.
When people come to Clustered Spires, they see a course that stretches to 6,700 yards, but you've got a number of tees to make it a lot more playable.
We do. We have a green set of tees for our seniors. We have a red set of tees for our ladies. Plays around 5,400 yards. And then our white tees, our men's tees, plays around 6,200 yards.
When people come from out of town, and I know a lot of people come to Frederick from all around the region, what's the number one comment you hear about Clustered Spires?
The condition of our course, definitely the condition of our course, and our greens. Our greens, I'd say that's probably the number one comment that we get, definitely.
A lot of people leave here talking about the closing stretch, but the front 9 has a couple of great holes, and 1 and 9 have this water feature going down the middle of it, and that makes for a good start and then a good return to the clubhouse.
It does. That creek that runs down the middle adds to beauty of the golf course, but yet it also adds to a challenge of the golf course. You don't want to go too far astray off of the fairway here.
We're standing on the 16th tee, 207-yard par 3, the second hole of what is known as the Four Horsemen of Clustered Spires. Why do they say that, Scott?
These last 4 holes are tough. They're tough. 15's a long par 5, and we're standing here on 16, which is a long par 3, 200 yards from the white tees.
I think it's something that brings a lot of golfers to their knees, but I'm going to see if my Tour Edge Exotics fairway wood brings it to its knees. Let's give it a shot. Show me the way.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tony.
Oh, baby!
Tony?
Tour Edge! All right, Scott, you got it pin high, about a 30-footer, a little right to left. I got lucky and got it within 4 feet there, so no pressure. You make the first birdie, it puts all the pressure on me. Go
Sounds
get it.
Good. We'll give it a shot, Tony. Thanks.
That one's a gimme.
Great birdie, Tony. Good job.
Thank you, brother. Welcome to the Four Horsemen of Clustered Spires. The rolling hills of the PB Die Club, it's like poetry in a golf frame. We've got PGA Professional General Manager John Lesage. Welcome to the Traveling Golfer.
Well, thank you.
It's great to be out here at PB Die Club. And John, the Die name is synonymous with the highest quality of golf. When he put his signature on this place, I think he was trying to say something.
He did put a signature on this golf course, and he worked with what the land gave him, and that's what's really neat about this course. He moved a lot of mounds around, but the general terrain is what God put out here. So,
it's tough to move these entire mountains.
That's right.
The amount of elevation change on the course is pretty significant.
It is, but you kind of go down the valley, as you see. You can see almost every hole from this clubhouse. You can see, literally in the fall, you can see about 15 of the holes from the clubhouse.
You were talking a little bit about number 11.
Yeah, 11 is almost an island green like TPC Sawgrass. Very intimidating. We can max it out at 170 yards from an elevated tee down to a pretty small green, but the cool thing about it is if you hit it right, there is land and it kicks down just short of the green or into a bunker. So it is okay for the higher handicap. It's just visually intimidating like most of these holes out here.
Now the pond behind us obviously dominates this particular hole.
Correct. Number 18 is a wonderful finishing hole. You have the pond and you have the waterfall. it's just, you can hear the waterfall. If you hit a long drive and you have about 130, 140 in, you can hear it, and I think that adds to just also the intensity of the shot over water. There's plenty of bailout areas though, so even though it was ranked at a time one of the harder golf courses in the country, we've made lots of efforts in making it a much more playable course, and now people say what a fun track it is. Yeah. One of my personal favorite holes out here is hole number 16. It's a par 4, it's a left to right tee shot. We used to have all these traps along the right hand side, and we had these big, tall grasses and traps, and we've kind of gotten rid of that to make it a little easier. It's like a wasteland now, but it's a very gentle wasteland. You can hit shots out of it, you can find your ball. There's railroad ties that separate the fairway from this rough area. As you get to the green, there's 3 pot bunkers and more railroad ties. Like PB Dye does, just like his father, this one really gets your brain stirring and thinking about hopefully not hitting a couple of these ties.
With this much elevation change, that adds an element of challenge to putting on courses from the very start.
Yeah.
Undulations also?
Yeah, every green is a challenge, but it's very fair. We intentionally don't have them running at 13. We have them running 11, 10, and the undulations, if you hit in the wrong spot, sure, they can be really fast, but they're very fair too. Once people get used to playing our course, we have a lot of regulars, they can really dominate this course because they know where to hit the ball, and we have a lot of shots that funnel in towards the cup. So they are tiered, but it adds to the fun, and it quite honestly protects the course from shooting too low.
We know the Dye family doesn't like anybody going too low on any of their courses. Maybe every once in a while the golf gods will smile on you here at PB Dye. Have any of you ever tried to organize a golf trip on your own? You may have been very successful. You may have also blown your brains out somewhere during the process. Here is suicide prevention. Chris Moore, the Frederick golf guy, the director of Golf Frederick, MD. Chris, tell us how you take the stress out of a golf trip for the organizer and everybody who goes on the trip.
Tony, I've been doing this for so many years, it's almost like second nature to me. And I know that the most important part of every golf trip are the golf courses. Featured on this show, we have some great ones. Clustered Spires, municipal course that's owned by the city of Frederick, an Alt-Clark design that really plays very fairly. Richland Golf Club probably has the best 19th hole of any golf course that I've been to in many, many years. A Rick Jacobson design. And then, of course, right here where we're at now, PB Dye Golf Club, Pete's Son, signature course, pot bunkers, railroad ties, and an island green.
I guess the other important thing is that you've got to have a convenient base when you go on a golf trip, and you know how to do that also.
Tony, I use a lot of different hotels in the area. This time around, the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, wonderful hotel, nice breakfast in the morning. It's convenient to the golf courses. It's less than 15 minutes to just about every one of them. And it's walking distance to a number of bars and restaurants. The way I do business, every group, I meet them the day they arrive. I make arrangements to meet them that first evening so I can buy everybody a cocktail and talk about what their options are during the week. What kind of food do you want? Are you a gambler? Do you want to go to a casino? I mean, whatever it is, I can fill them in and everything's close.
The Frederick golf guy also happens to be the Frederick food guy. Chris, your lineup?
Well, I tell people that within 10 minutes of their hotel, Tony, there's over 100 restaurants and bars. Some of the ones that I feature, are you a craft beer person? Barley and Hops has got some of the best craft beer and spectacular food. Are you a steak guy? The Red Horse Steakhouse, I say it's more like a Ruth's Chris than an Outback. Then we have Nito's, Ristorante Italiano, downtown Frederick, nice classic Italian food. And then of course, ending up with Avery's Maryland Grill, seafood, crabs, Maryland blue crabs, as we had the other night.
Frederick Golf Tour needs fuel. That fuel is food. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Maryland, well, you get the idea. Steve Polcari, owner, Avery's Maryland Grill, and this man knows crabs. Steve, these are the babies that have made you famous.
Yep, what we're looking at here is all #1 male Maryland crabs. When you're in Maryland, this is the way they come in. They come in a bushel basket. You have two sizes. You either have a 1, the 1s are big, or 2s, the 2s are smaller. The 3s are female. Here at Avery's, we don't serve females. All male #1 crabs, straight from the bay. We get them in every day. We take in about 50 to 80 bushels of these a day, and we pick out the best ones for our favorite golf customers.
At the end of the trip, it's time to kick back and reflect a little bit. I've got to thank Chris Moore, the Frederick Golf guy, for putting it all together.
Also want to thank all of our partners. Hopefully all of our viewers can experience what we have here in Frederick County.
And we'll see all of you somewhere else along the golf trail on the Traveling Golfer.
Tony Leodora's Golf Wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel.
Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of the Traveling Golfer.